So good afternoon, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today for this inclusive webinar with International College at Robert Gordon University. So we will get started in just a moment and give everyone a well-baked time to log in and settle down. So we are waiting, and let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Mimosa, and I'm marketing officer here at the ICRGU UK and Europe. So I'm really excited today is because we have some special guests with us. Firstly, we joined with by Hannah, the student recruitment coordinators from International College at Robert Gordon University, and also we have the Susan job with us today. The Hannah will be sharing a lot of useful insights about the study at the Robert Gordon University in Aberdeen. Also join us is my colleague Sam, our former marketing officers, who will be leading for the question and answer session together with Hannah. So if you have any questions, thoughts about the session, please do not hesitate to drop them in the chat, and we'll be happy to answer the questions during the question and answer part. So please, we'll be get started. So now, before we dive into today's main session, I'd like to take a few minutes to introduce who are we at ICRGU UK and Europe, and how we support the students like you throughout your ready study abroad the journey. So here, firstly, why so many students to choose work with us, then I will be highlight some of our key accreditations and the certificates, and also give you snapshots of our global networks and where our offices are located. And I will be explaining how we've grown into a leading organization in the international education. After that, I will be show you how we support students with applications, so wide range of programs. And finally, I will work with you like through actual services we provide us so much sure our students feel support every step of the way. So if any point you have the questions, don't worry, just pop them into the chat, we'll be answering it. So let's talk about what makes ICRGU stand out as a leading education service provider. So founded back in the 1992, so we now get over 30 years of the experience in international educations with more than 40 offices across the 10 countries and the term of the over 250 expires. So we work closely more than 700 universities and colleges worldwide. Most importantly, our students first approach means you will always get personalized, high quality support throughout your journey. And so why do many students choose work with us? So our truly global network and by top institutions and comprehensive support, not just with application, but also with scholarship accommodations and even aftercare services once you start your study. We work with students from the high school all the way to the PhD levels, help with each person find the right accommodations and paths based on their background and the goals. So at iaeGLOBAL, we don't just stop at the application. We provide to end-to-end support to help you succeed academically and professionally. So you might be wondering, so how we actually make sure we maintain such a high standards in international application. Yeah. So at ICRGU, we take quality and professionalism very seriously. So over the years, we earned recognitions like accreditations from some of the other most respected organizations in the global education's respected. Yeah. Yeah, so what means for you and the parents, maybe that will be support and help you receive from us always be the strict, ethical, and professional standards. So AIRC, the American International Recruitment Council, which sets the global standards for international students recruitment practice, and British Boarding Schools Network Approach Agent, and IEAA, the International Education Associations of Australia, ICEF, agency status, a global certificate showing we meet the our international recruitment standards, and PIER certification, the Professional International Education Resources certification, so strong mark of the quality in education consulting. And finally, we're also the British Council's members, which connect with international best practice, especially in areas like IELTS and wider student support. So when you choose iGlobal, you are not just working with an agency, you are partnering with a globally recognized accreditations organizations that's trusted by the institutions and students all around the world. So our locations were fully accredited and recognized globally. So you might wondering, so where exactly is iaeGLOBAL? So one of our biggest stresses in our global reach, our international presence means we can support students from all walks of the life, no matter where you live. So UK and Europe, we are in London near the King's Cross, and Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Japan, Vietnam, Thailand, Nepal, Pakistan, and India. So which a wide network we're able to provide local support with the truly global perspective. So whether you're applying from the Asia or from the UK and Europe or anywhere else, you can always count on our team to understand both your background and your study goals. So let's join in a little closer and talk about what we, especially here at iGlobal UK and Europe, how over the years we built a strong and trusted networks with the top universities, education groups, and in the industry leaders across the UK and beyond. So to support students at every stage from the choose the right courses, the set in and universities to build a successful culture. So we have the university admissions briefly at the postgraduate studies session. So you can always up to date with entry requirements and scholarship and your study options. Also, we have the exclusive university visitors and experience days, giving the students to chance to step inside top academic environments and get real feel for the university life and impulse of boarding and support. Like we meet the students face to face and help with arrive and host community events to make you transitions much smoother. Also, we have the aftercare services, including help with the registration documents and other support once you arrived, and students event and the festival celebrations because they didn't connected and feeling at home is just as important as your academics successfully. And so as you can see, we're not just here for the applications, we're here to work with you from the day one so all the way through to graduations and even beyond as you plan your next steps. So now you might just think that, oh, that sounds great, but how exactly does iGlobal help me apply? That's a good question. So we know applying to study abroad can sometimes feel overwhelmed, and there are so many programs, deadlines, and documents to keep tracking of. So that's exactly we are here to help you every step, including the applications prepared. We began to check the background assessment, helped us to figure out the best path for you. Also, we moved the customers' course selections, finding the program's the best ways to match your goals. And nextly, we got you through the applications and tracking the documents process. We review all documents and recommendation letters, personal statements, CV, transcripts, English test scores, and your highest education certificates will also submit your applications, tracking the process, and to keep you updated every step of the way. So finally, we support with you like the course or confirmation, the enrollment, say OEA to Australia, and of course guides of you students ways. At iGlobal, our mission is simple to get the stress out of the process and give you the best chance of the secure admissions to your dream university with confidence. And I mentioned early, so let's to know the study abroad isn't just an academic step also is a big life transitions, and that is why we make sure you feel support every step of the way. Also, we have the accommodation assistant at port pickup, setting support, and enrollment support, and academic process planning and career development support. So that is iaeGLOBAL. So you're not just applying, so we have prepared for success for the futures. That is for the successful cases in this year. So over the years, many of the students have gone the study top university worldwide. So from the Russell Group's institution in the UK, to the leading university in Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. We also make the students smoothly transitions from the pathway programs into the full degree courses. So if you are looking for clear pathways from foundation studies all the way to graduations, so we're here together with like Navitas and the Robert Gordon University is here to guide you every step of the way. Okay. So that brings us to main part of the today's presentation. So I'm delighted to hand things over to Hannah, our student recruitment coordinator from International College at Robert Gordon University. And after Hannah, so we also love to hear from you. So if you have any questions or would like to know more, so Zam and Hannah will be joined together to take you through the question and answer session. So Hannah, over to you.
Thank you so much. It was so great to hear all about your amazing agency and kind of how you're helping students, because that makes everyone's job a bit easier. So I'm here to tell you guys today about the International College at Robert Gordon University. This is a lovely photo of our campus here. And we've got a few things to go through with you today. We'll give you the whistle-stop tour of what we offer and what our students' life is like. And as said, there will be time for questions at the end. So first and foremost, I'll introduce myself. My name is Hannah Cunningham, and I'm the Student Recruitment Coordinator here at ICRGU.
And my name is Susie Anderson. I'm the Director of Marketing and Admissions here in the college in Aberdeen.
Cool. So today we are going to talk through a whistle-stop tour, as I said, of everything ICRGU. We're going to talk about our location and where we're based, a little bit about entry requirements and the courses that we offer. And then we've got nice things in there like student stories, scholarship opportunities, and basically just giving you an idea of what it is like to study at ICRGU. So first and foremost, I'm going to talk to you a bit about the location. Aberdeen is based in Scotland. Scotland can be known as one of the most beautiful places in the world. Our students benefit from studying here as they are in such a beautiful environment. We have that busy city centre feel, but we are also located in the northeast of Scotland, which has stunning coastlines and beautiful outdoor spaces. We actually have a beach right next to the city centre, and many students spend a lot of their free time here. Students don't feel claustrophobic and overwhelmed and stressed getting around this city because it is a small coastal city in the northeast of Scotland. There's a lot of reasons why students choose to study in Aberdeen. I can help with this because I studied in Aberdeen for 4 years. Some of the main points that students enjoy here. I mentioned there that it is a beautiful city. We've got a beach running through it. You can see a map on the left of the city, and it is coastal, which makes it absolutely gorgeous. But there's a few other reasons why this city is so great for students. Number one, people studying in Aberdeen and living in Aberdeen benefit from a very low cost of living. That means our rents are super affordable for students, transport is super affordable, and students are able to enjoy a lovely quality of life as they are not stressed about their finances all the time and how they're going to get around. I mentioned there that the city is transportable. This means that it is very easy to get to your classes every day, to the after class activities, to the train station, to the cinema. It is a small city located in the northeast of Scotland, and we have a very reliable bus service. There's an airport in Aberdeen, there's a bus station, and another fun fact that adds to the low cost of living is every young person in Scotland under the age of 22 benefits from free bus travel. This means that our students are all getting on those same free buses every single day to go to campus and back, to go to weekend activities, to go to the cinema, to go to the shops. And this all adds to that lovely community feel. Everyone's doing the same thing, and it means you get to know people really quickly as you're seeing them in classes, on the buses, and at those popular weekend hotspots. Another thing that makes Aberdeen a great choice for students is that it's a student city. So we have two major universities. We have the University of Aberdeen and Robert Gordon University. This makes for a whole city of young people trying something new. They're there to learn, have new experiences, make new friends, and it makes it a lovely place to live because everyone has the same goals, they're studying hard and they're having a good time along the way. There's also a lot of part-time work opportunities available. As this is a student city, there's a lot of young people that want that kind of job on the side to aid their weekends and their fun plans. And there's a lot of opportunities in this city within the care sector, within retail, within hospitality. And we found that our students don't struggle to find these part-time work opportunities. So it's a real bonus to be based in Aberdeen. As I mentioned, we do have an airport as well. So this map shows you where we're connected to the rest of the UK and Europe. We're about a 1 hour flight from London, and we also connect to major European hubs, including Paris and Amsterdam. So it's a really easy place to get to, and once you're there, it's really easy to get around. So it's a little bit of a no-brainer for our students. We offer a lot of studies here at Robert Gordon University. We have pathways to architecture, art and design, pharmacy, life sciences, marketing, media, accounting. There truly is a subject for everyone. The focus here at Robert Gordon University is to provide people with practical knowledge and experience. Within all of these subject areas, students are getting a true practical experience when they are learning with us. This just means that we are prepping students for that future career from the second they come into our classes. People that study at Robert Gordon are not going to have their head in a book for 4 years. They are going to be in that real world, getting experience using our high-end facilities. And it means that when our students graduate, they have a really, really good chance of getting a great job. I'm going to pass over to Susie, who's going to talk about some of our key courses.
Thanks so much, Hannah. And I think really kind of landing on what Hannah was just saying is it is all about that practical placements. It's all about getting hands-on experience and that industry relevant training, no matter the sector that your students are going to go into. Our whole plan is that they will come, they will study here, and they will get that kind of advanced knowledge that is relevant for the world of work so that when they go into a job interview, they've already used the software, they've already done the practice. And there's lots of courses that we have that just ingrained in the curriculum. So we'll take a look at a few of them just now, and I can talk you through those different options. So the first thing that we've been talking about a little bit was about our undergraduate entry points. So here in Scotland, we have the benefit of a 4-year degree programme, usually meaning that we can inbuild many different placement opportunities. That does mean that we do have 2 different entry points available for your applicants. We have a foundation entry point for those students that are leading into careers within healthcare, and some of our sciences are programs that do require them to have kind of the advanced exit awards. Most of them do come with qualifications that are of a higher exit level as well, with our integrated master's options. Here in Scotland, we benefit again that first year entry point. So if you have students who are doing A levels, AS levels, are looking for January intake, we can offer them first year entry points, and they're able to go directly into the career curriculum that they're interested in studying. So they're not here doing a generic program, they're here studying the courses that they are interested in, whether that's computing or architecture, or it's of course our very popular engineering, our business management courses. We then have over 30 MSc exit degrees that are attached to our 10-week pre-masters. So we have students in the UK who have a Nigerian HND, for example. They would be eligible to join our pre-masters. What's great about our pre-masters is they go into so many different programs. A lot of students are joining management programs directly at the university, and they don't really get that option to undertake specific courses like project management or engineering or digital marketing. There's lots that we've got in terms of across the entire university, and we'll delve into some of those courses now. Our programs have those entry points that I mentioned before. So our foundation and first year points have a number of scholarships that are attached to them. We have our scholarships are available for our foundation and first year, but we also have the benefit of a number of progression scholarships available for our students when they're successful. We have an incredibly high progression rate. Our students are designed and suited for Robert Gordon University courses, and they progress directly into whichever year they're eligible to with a guaranteed progression rate. That means that they are guaranteed entry into the course in which they have applied for on successful completion of the ICRGU pathway. The IELTS, just to give you an idea, obviously we accept lots and lots of different tests, anything from a Nigerian NECO to a Kenyan KCE to a Malaysian SPM. There's lots of different local qualifications that they do accept, but we are looking around about a 5.5 IELTS. Our semesters are 2 semesters long here for our courses, unlike some other pathway providers which have 3 semester durations. Ours are usually 2 for our undergrads. Entry point for us is usually GCSE, but obviously if there are students that have AS levels or we're just shy of the entry requirement, we have a great opportunity for them to come in here at ICRGU into our first year offering as well in January or September. Our postgraduate courses, as I said, there's loads of excellent awards with an IELTS equivalent here. We also have our tuition there for our 1 semester program with scholarships available and progression awards also available. So students can really budget for their full duration of studies. They are here with us for usually a 1 semester program that can start in October. We are still open for that. Or of course, we've got our February program, which is really popular. Students get to have a summer holiday as well in between the pre-masters and the masters. So there's lots of variety in our exit awards for our postgraduate students. There are entry requirements that we use, which we always kind of say, you might be representing students or you may be a student from all over the world, and we have lots of different country qualifications that we do accept. What we're looking for really are students that are ready for going into the career in which they want to graduate into in the world of work. And by doing that, we do double check all of our students have an appropriate personal statement. We actually discuss that with the applicant. We want to know about why they are interested in the course in which they've applied for, and not forgetting what unique personal experiences that they have that they can bring into the classroom. So if they want to be a nurse, we need to know why they've found themselves at that, at that career. Is it because their mum's a nurse, or is it because they've helped somebody who's hurt themselves? Or maybe they're really interested in AI. I mean, oh my goodness, who isn't interested in AI right now? What we do ask is that you don't use AI to write the personal statements. We do ask that the students provide their unique perspective on those. Our faculty interviews are only for particular courses, and those are designed to ensure that students meet the values that are needed within, for example, our NHS-related courses. That's, for example, pharmacy, nursing, physiotherapy, dietetics, any patient-facing program, students are required to undertake a faculty interview. They do that at the beginning, guys. They don't have to do that after they've finished the foundation. They don't have to prepare for it during their foundation studies. It's all done at the very beginning so that students have a guarantee that on completion of their academic program, they are guaranteed a place onto the next level of the course. And we also do not recruit more students than we have places for. So here at ICRGU, we only provide places that are available for students to go into, and we want to ensure that every student is guaranteed their placement opportunities. That is a requirement of their course. So we never recruit more students than we're able to provide placements for. So some of those key things, definitely take those away, and happy to answer any questions about specific parts of our entry requirements. There's a variety of great scholarships for 2025, 2026, whether that's our pre-master's scholarships, which are available coming up for the next couple of intakes. We also have awards available for our healthcare students. My goodness, we love our healthcare students, so we want to reward them with a healthcare award. We also have particular regional scholarships. So if you're representing students from East Africa, for example, we do have financial awards that are related directly to programs and directly to different courses. There's also awards that are available for next year. So if you have applicants who are interested in coming for our postgraduate entry point, we do have scholarships which we can take off there. Not forgetting, when budgeting, we want to include the progression scholarships that we have, because that will allow you to see exactly the budget that your students will have and will need to have for the duration of their studies. As an international student myself before, I knew exactly how much I had to pay for the full duration of my course. It's such an important part of the planning for going overseas. The things that Hannah was mentioning earlier, I'm always going to come back to. It's so important for us to ensure that our students are ready for the world of work. And that means that all of our programs are designed with industry in mind. If you're going to be a nurse, not only are you going to be taught by nurses, but you're also going to have that practical exposure to all of the programs all of the clinical settings that you might be experiencing as a nurse in the future. If you're going to work in robotics, we want to be ensured that you know how to use the software. If you're going to be a cybersecurity analyst, there's a cybersecurity safe room that they can go in and they can kind of practice their. They've told me my email is safe, but there's definitely lots of different ways that we want them to have that practical exposure, and it is completely relevant for the industry or sector that they're going out into. It's also globally recognized. All of the accreditations that we have at the university are so important. For example, our NMC accreditation for nursing to our mechanical engineering qualifications with the Energy Institute. We make sure that we have these in order to ensure that not only can people become chartered accountants and chartered engineers, but also for that recognition because of the international opportunities that students would have coming through our degree programs. It's also, we're not teaching degrees that are going to be dated here at Robert Gordon University. If you have students who want to go and look at mythical creatures from Hogwarts, we don't really have those courses here at Robert Gordon University, but what we do have are hands-on, practical programs that do have careers directly associated with them. And that's why we're always looking at what those future safe careers are that will always be needed in the world of work. So a really important part of what we do here. There is a course that we always like to talk about here at Robert Gordon University, and those courses are the ones that are designed directly with the NHS in mind. So when we're talking about that future safe workforce, when we're talking about those accreditations and how important they are, it all comes back to some of our high demand programs, which are within healthcare. So I want to just introduce you to a couple of those courses just so that you can be prepared for that. The courses that are probably some of the top of the list ones that we want to flag to you, and certainly ones that have some of the strongest graduate outcomes within our university, are under our School of Health and our School of Applied Sciences and Public Health. So we have the first in Scotland for our career prospects. I think we can't get better than that. But we're also very highly ranked across a number of key courses. We are first in the UK for physiotherapy and our health-related sciences. We also are first in Scotland for our graduate prospects. I want to really be clear that these subjects are literally attached to the National Health Service. So I don't know if you're based here in the UK, I'm sure you're aware that there is an incredible amount of demand for staff to go into the NHS. And we have a fantastic opportunity to really build up students' placements, connections with health boards, as well as just that exposure to the sector at large. In fact, we have a student that came here today. She's not even graduated yet, and she already has a job as a nurse when she finishes in December. So she's already got it. She's just waiting to finish her placement. So there's lots of opportunities within that, and that's pharmacy, pharmacology. We also have that across nursing and our health sciences too. So a really exciting sector to be getting into with our graduate outcome opportunities. And what's important is that our students get practical experience. I do not want to be in a hospital ward with a nurse who's only ever practiced on a dummy in a school situation. We have not only got the incredible facilities here where students can kind of practice and fail a little bit in front of our lecturers, but we also have opportunities for students to undertake placements throughout their studies. Our nursing award here at Robert Gordon University is over 50% practical. So it is our physiotherapy programme and our diagnostic radiography programme. At our health sciences level, our students have the largest number of clinical hours in practice during their undergraduate studies than most other universities in the UK. So the students are getting real practical exposure to the degree in which they will be going out and practicing in. They treat real patients. They network within the health board in which they are in. They also have an opportunity to do that across Scotland. So they have an opportunity if they want to go and they want to work on an island somewhere and really get that community experience and that wide overarching exposure to different fields. They've got that possible opportunity. So a really exciting part of what we do, and also obviously a really great opportunity for students to try a little bit of everything before they decide exactly where they want to finish their career. So yeah, that's some of the key highlights for those practical trainings.
So I'm going on there from talking about some of these practical experience that students get and the kind of courses that our students study and they choose to do here at ICRGU. I'm going to talk to you about a couple of students who have gone through this amazing process. They have moved away from their family, from big cities to living in Aberdeen and becoming a student for 4 years. So this is our lovely student Angel, who has actually just graduated. She studied nursing, so she went from the foundation and she has experienced that whole thing that we were talking about there, the kind of practical placements. She was in a number of different hospitals, she was in a number of different healthcare settings, and she was working as a healthcare assistant alongside studying, which is just superwoman, very impressive. And she has benefited from all of those amazing studies and experiences, and she is so excited to go on and pursue her career as a nurse. When we asked Angel to kind of comment on her experience and what she would recommend for new students, she has said, go for it, it's so worth it, study like never before, speak up when you're down. There are people ready to support you, but only if you speak up. If we can do it, so can you, and ICRG awaits your arrival. So she has had a great time. She really immersed herself in the whole experience to the point that she was an ambassador for us here at ICRGU, and she is then an RGU School of Nursing class rep as well. So a really great student who has had all the benefits of this amazing practical learning experience and is going on to start an amazing career. We also have another student who has studied healthcare and has gone on to benefit from having this amazing experience. So meet here Fred Farifi, and he is a pharmacy graduate. So he now works in Aberdeen in a pharmacist. So he has moved here, he has done his studies, he's now become a pharmacist, and he is living and working here with his family. I think Susie's bumped into him in the pharmacy before. So yeah, this is another clear example of a student who has gone through the pathway, they have gone on to RGU, they've had that practical experience, and now they are staying in the NHS, they're working in Scotland, in the UK, and living that great life. So we've got loads of students that have these amazing stories. We just wanted to touch on a couple today who have been through our healthcare programs in particular, as these are very popular. So today we want to let you know what ICRGU can offer you. That's us in those terrible sunglasses. Something that we pride ourselves on here at ICRGU is our admissions processes. So we always aim to offer and get back to our agents and our students and our applicants like yourself within 24 to 48 hour turnaround. We also have a small team here, so that means that we are always on board for that kind of one-to-one support, whether it's a phone call, a WhatsApp to parents, to students, to yourselves. We are always ready and on hand for that. We also mentioned earlier in the call that some of our courses will have faculty interviews, some of our applicants will take part in admissions interviews, and we offer a lot of help and prep. This can be from a pre-interview prep call, we can send you out information on your course. We are all about helping students along because we are so aware of how many documents you are filling out and keeping track of. So anything we can do to help, do reach out to us. Today, we have given you kind of an overall session, okay, of what we offer and what kind of courses we have and what our campus is like. However, we also do a lot of course focus sessions if there is a particular subject that you would like to delve into a little bit more. We are always open to doing things like that. We do a lot of these course focus sessions depending on what is happening in the applications at that time. So yeah, we're always ready to be on hand to help you guys out. The next steps that I would advise is that you applicants talk to our students. We have some student ambassadors on our website on something called the TAP platform, and they are students who have been through the whole international student journey. They have moved away from their homes and their families, and they have started a new life as a student here at ICRGU and RGU. They are there to answer all the fun stuff. So if you need to ask them about where to go on the weekend, be that what's the best food to get, how do I settle in, is there a netball club for me to join? These students are on hand to help you. We also think it would be a great next step for you to connect with us on socials. We're super active on our Instagram, our TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. It's a really nice place to look. I get scrolling through web pages for hours can get super boring. Doom scroll on your phone instead and have a look at the campus, the facilities, the staff members, and just get a feel for ICRGU and see if it's the place for you. It's a great community to be a part of, and we hope today we have shown you a little bit about what that could look like. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Hannah and Susan, for your introducing about the university. And right now we will come to the other part. It's Q&A part. So I will have some questions that students send to me, and at that time we have the question in the chat box, so we can answer the question later. Okay, so for the first one, that a student have asked me that she has a bachelor in media and communication, and now she wants to apply for the master in nursing. So is that possible for her to apply for the MSc in the university?
I'll jump in if you don't. The reason I always jump in with these questions is that for our nursing qualification, that's probably not the right route to take when you're looking to retrain into a new, a new career direction. What we would recommend is usually connecting directly with the School of Nursing, and we can give them that support and we can kind of go through that process, because there may be an advanced entry point at undergraduate level that they might be able to enter, or there may be a more appropriate care-driven qualification that they can undertake. For example, we do have a MSc in healthcare leadership that might be able to take them into the sector that they're interested in, whereas there is obviously the pre-qualifications that are required in order to undertake a nursing. But yeah, what's really great about the Robert Gordon University and the International College is that we review every applicant as an individual. So we do not use AI in order to skim through lots of data. We are looking at each student's qualification and the direction in which they want to take their career. So in circumstances like that, what we would normally advise is the student applies, provides all their documentation and any relevant experience, which is so important, and we'll be able to take that to the school, and the course counsellor would review that and let us know about what the best way for the student to reroute themselves into a new qualification. There's lots of conversion courses available if students haven't undertaken related studies. Sometimes nursing can be more challenging, but for example, computing and accounting and finance, there's lots of ways that students can retrain, but some of them may require a little bit more legwork with the school in order to get that response that you're looking for.
Yes, thank you so much for your answer. So we're gonna have some other question. Is that are there any specialist pathways for fields like engineering, computing, or health sciences in the university?
Absolutely. So we have a variety of specialist fields, including, our undergraduate courses that lead into integrated masters. So that's, for example, our physiotherapy, dietetics, diagnostic radiography. These are literally careers that the Scotland is screaming out for people to come into. So yeah, absolutely specialist and recognised globally. So for example, we have many Canadians that come and study here for our physiotherapy courses. We also have specific courses and exit awards at undergraduate level for students who want to come and study engineering. We are very closely related to the oil and gas industry, so mechanical and offshore engineering, petroleum engineering, basically, is a really popular choice, as well as renewable energy. So what happens is the university does design curriculum in terms of what the demand is out in industry, and you'll see that across our AI courses, robotics, and as well as our energy sector. The healthcare sector alone is one of the ones that it's literally designed to fill the gap in the market that we have here. So physiotherapy probably being the most highly regarded course that we do offer here at the college.
Thank you. So the next question is that what kind of academic and language support is available for international students?
Yeah, I'm happy to jump on this one just now. So students that are going through ICRGU will be meeting our entry requirements before they come. So whether that's an IELTS or their school results, when they start here with us, they will meet the student services team and all their lecturers. The student services team provide a lot of support for students throughout this kind of first foundation or first year experience, because that is a classroom full of students that have academics from all over the world, sorry. So that means they know that everyone has learned a little bit different in different ways, and they are extremely helpful, as well as our lecturers. We've been doing this for 13 years now at ICRGU. So our lecturers are extremely aware of a lot of different academic backgrounds, and there's a lot of support for their academics and English throughout their studies.
We have another question in the box chat is that what is the average total cost of the tuition fee and the living for a year at the ICRU and in Aberdeen?
We are really lucky here in ICRGU. Aberdeen has been ranked one of the lowest cost of student cities in the UK a number of years in a row. We have very low cost accommodation, but a high quality of living. I want to be clear on that. Some people think, oh, it's low cost, they associate something with that, but actually we're very lucky here. It's a beautiful city, very safe. All of the areas are welcome for international students and for people to rent in. Hannah mentioned it. We have a student city here. There's 2 universities. We also have a very affluent industry in the oil and gas industry, which does allow us to have a very high quality of living here in our city. So the average rent really depends on what the student is looking for. So we have anything from our university accommodation at just under £100 a week. And that includes obviously your internet and your heating, especially during a UK winter. We have that's all included. There's also lots of different varieties of accommodation. When you start to think about, a 1-bedroom apartment, rent normally is about £450 a month. We have a fantastic visual that I actually think Hannah is probably sharing in the chat right now, which shows you the different prices across the UK. Remember, students can choose different options. Some people can choose, a 1-bedroom apartment, or they maybe rent a room. So there's lots of different ways to have your costs set up. The London price scenario is normally, when we're using the UKVI rule, which is £10,224 per academic year, is probably a good budget for somebody who is budget conscious. I think that's absolutely accurate for students to be able to look at that as being a good idea of what budget they might need to support themselves. That being said, tuition fee averages, you're talking around about 15,000 pound per year. Not forgetting that you do obviously have the opportunity to work during your studies. That can help you a little bit with your fun money. Maybe you're going to the cinema or eating out. Transfers and using the buses is free, as Hannah said, when you're under 25. So there's lots of different considerations, but certainly we're one of the lowest cost student cities in the whole of the UK, and certainly have lots of opportunities for students to live in different types of environments across the city because it's also easily accessible.
So as you mentioned, that we have another question about the jobs and the internships opportunity that students want to ask is that does the university will help the student to have the part-time jobs or placement opportunity even after they graduate? I mean,
I'll hand to Hannah for that one.
Yeah, so as we mentioned earlier, we have a lot of, I'm going to split this into a couple of bits. We have a lot of students that work part-time in Aberdeen. Students will use job sites for these, they will use CVs. We can by all means help with letters to say they're a student and they need to work part-time. And there's a lot of opportunities across the city in terms of retail, hospitality, care, like I said. I noticed one of the other questions was internships and part-time jobs on campus. There's a lot of opportunities on campus that students can get involved in as kind of either a part-time job or a volunteer position. For example, I mentioned that Angel is a nursing rep and an ambassador for us. There's a load of different things students can do in these roles. We have brand ambassadors who provide social media content. That would be the kind of role you could do on campus, or people work within RGU sport. There's on campus as well. And in terms of that placement job that you'll be doing, that is of your degree program. That isn't something that you have to apply for loads and loads by yourself off your own back. That is part of your course that you will be on that placement. So that doesn't count as a job, that just counts as part of your studies. I hope that helps.
What's really exciting about the placements is that we have so many students that have gone and done placements as part of their studies that we have a really great group of companies that hire them every single year. So Shell, for example, for our accounting and finance student, they always need students every single year. They'll come and say, okay, where are our placement students? Now, the placement students don't pay course fees for that placement, but they also can earn money. So they're usually around 12, 13,000 pounds per year that they'll earn as a salary. But that then means that they have that job on their CV. Now, it's not guaranteed. You have to apply for it. It is an application process because you do get paid. But Robert Gordon University also hire people. So it's a really great opportunity. Our hospitality students, for example, they have their pick of so many places that they maybe want to go to work because there's so many options in it. The nursing students working part-time during their studies, they can do so as healthcare assistants. Most of the time, every single one of our nursing students within about 6 weeks are already got a placement and they're working as healthcare assistants throughout their program. The university, everybody is an international student or everybody who's a student needs to work. I mean, it's the world that we live in now. So we want to be able to provide them that opportunity to really be prepared. And it's all built in during the university system. So as Hannah said, a great employability team getting that extra help for our students throughout their academic journey and after.
So about the for new students, do the university have any mentoring or buddy programs to welcome and connect for the new?
Hannah manages our TAP platform, which is a fantastic option for students before they come to connect with students that have already been. That's the ones that she mentioned in the PowerPoint. It means that they can connect with those students who have already experienced life at the international college and at the university. There's also official mentoring available at Robert Gordon University. They have a which is fantastic. But from a college perspective, we're a small college and a great family community. So all of us will support our students. So when our students come in, our old students come back, and we connect them all at the very beginning so that they're able to kind of give each other guidance and that support that they need, especially during those first few weeks when you're in a new environment, you're in a new city, you don't know where to live, you don't know what's good, and you don't really know how the systems work. So we do a lot of work within that to ensure students have a much smoother transition back into education or continuing their education here in the UK.
Thank you. And the last question that we have today is that when the student should apply, and when is the best time they can apply to get this scholarship?
Cool. So in terms of applications, we have an intake in September starting in just a couple of weeks. And then after that, it'll be our January intake, which starts January for undergrad and February for postgrad. And we are already receiving a lot of applications, especially if you're going for that kind of our healthcare courses that have a limited number of places. We always recommend students to apply as early as they can. If they have their academics and their English test and their passport, just send it in to us and the admissions team can process that for you and get an offer out super quick. Like I said, we do have courses that have a limited number of places. So I would especially say if that's the course you're interested in, that we are accepting applications now for both January and September next year.
Yes, thank you so much, Hannah and Susan. And that is all the questions we have today. And that is for our webinar today. So thank you for your joining and your answers and everything, your introduction. And I hope that we can meet together in the future and we can help the students to join the university. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us. Lovely to be on, and we'll speak soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.